this K-drama completely hit me in a way I didn't expect it to. Hey, I'm Jay from Still Rewatching. Today we are reviewing We Are All Trying Here. This series comprises 12 episodes and is written by Park Hae-young, who, if that name sounds familiar to you, is the same writer behind My Mister and My Liberation Notes. So if you've watched either of those and you loved them, you already know what kind of emotional territory we're walking into. I'm going to be breaking this down into 4 rating categories, and then at the end I'll give my overall thoughts. The drama centres around a group of filmmakers, calling them the Group of 8, who all met in a university film club. They've all gone on to have these successful careers except for one. His name is Hwang Dong-mun. He's an aspiring director who hasn't debuted in 20 years, and to cope with that, he becomes this loud, overbearing presence, always critiquing everyone else and kind of trying to position himself as this mentor figure, when really he's just struggling deeply. Surrounding him are all of these other characters who are also carrying their own weight, their own envy, their own self-doubt, their own wounds. The drama is essentially about all of these people trying, in their own messy, imperfect ways, to find some kind of peace. It's a psychological drama, it is a slice of life. There are elements of black comedy in there. It is not your typical K-drama romance, and that's okay, because it's just a very different kind of beast. The visual aesthetic of this drama is dull. It is somber, the colour palette is muted, stripped back, very desaturated. As I kept watching, I realised this is completely intentional. The visual language of this show matches exactly what it's trying to say. It's stripped down because the people are stripped down. There's nothing to hide behind beautiful lighting or pretty sets. Everything feels raw and exposed, and that's by design. What I found really interesting was the deliberate camera work in the more confronting scenes. There are moments in this drama that are genuinely uncomfortable to watch, not in an uncalled for kind of way, but in a this is too real kind of way. And the way they use camera shakes and slow pans in those moments felt like you are being made a witness. So for cinematography and visual storytelling, I'm going to give this 4 out of 5. It's not flashy, it's not going to give you those big, stunning, panoramic shots that make you want to screenshot every frame, but it's a purposeful, cohesive, and it serves the story in a way that I think is earned. Now, I want to preface this by saying this low score is not a criticism. The costumes, the hair, and makeup in this drama are plain. Very everyday, there are no statement outfits, nobody's walking in with gorgeous styling that you're saving to your Pinterest board. The characters look like people. Real, ordinary people going about their lives. The production deliberately shifted the focus away from aesthetics. There's nothing showy about the direction, it doesn't call attention to itself, it's very understated. Which is why I'm giving this category a 3 out of 5, not because it failed, but because when you're evaluating this particular category, there simply isn't a lot here to evaluate. The creative choices in this category serve the drama, but they don't stand out as a highlight. What I will say is that the production value in terms of the emotional craft, the direction of the actors, and the way scenes are blocked, the pacing, that is where the show shines. And that feeds back into the visual storytelling more than this one. This is where the drama earns everything. The central theme of this show is worthlessness, the feeling of it, the fear of it, the way we perform in order to hide it from others and from ourselves. And that's explored through the lens of envy and jealousy, which are emotions that I think don't get nearly enough honest screen time in media because they're uncomfortable. In terms of the broader cultural context, this drama touches on depression and the psychological weight of feeling inadequate in a society that is deeply achievement-oriented. South Korean society puts enormous pressure on success, and this drama sits in the silence of those who haven't made it or feel left behind. What I loved is that it doesn't sensationalize any of it. It doesn't use mental health as a plot device or a dramatic twist. It treats it as something lived and ongoing and complicated. This is not a romance drama, it's a human drama. And it uses the film industry as its backdrop because there's something particularly interesting about exploring ego, comparison, and creative identity in that world. 5 out of 5, full marks. The themes are the beating heart of this drama, and they are handled with incredible care. There are characters you won't like at first, but the drama is patient with them. It layers in their history, their wounds, their reasoning, and by the time you've reached the end of the series, you don't necessarily agree with their choices, but you understand them. And that shift from judgment to understanding, that's what good character writing does. The dialogue doesn't sound like dialogue, and instead sounds like thought. It sounds like the things people almost say but usually don't, and that extends to character writing. There are so many characters in this ensemble, and the remarkable thing is that every single one of them feels like a full person. So for character arc development and writing quality, 4 out of 5. The only reason I'm not giving a full 5 is that with a large ensemble, not every arc gets equal depth, but what is there is very good. So overall, this was a genuinely refreshing, meaningful watch. It may not be for everyone. If you need a drama that is warm and comforting and easy, this might not be the one. Some of what's in here is confronting, some of it is heavy, and the visual style and slow pacing might test your patience if you're used to something more fast-moving. But if you're someone who appreciates dramas that treat you kind of like an adult and make you sit in discomfort and don't rush to resolve it, then I think you will enjoy this. I came into this not expecting much, but I finished it feeling genuinely moved. That's a mark of something special. Overall rating, 4 out of 5 stars, highly recommend. So this is my review of We're All Trying Here. If you watched it already, I would love to know your thoughts. Drop them in the comments below. Or if you haven't watched it yet and this convinced you to, let me know when you do. If you want to see more content like this video and subscribe. It means a lot and also helps other K-drama fans find this channel. Thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.